What up, guys? J Money today. We're cooking some ribs on the drum at 275. Got some Fruit of Woods cherry chunks in there. We're going to cook them for an hour and a half. One side, flip them, hour and a half the other side. Cooking them on the lower level of the drum to get a little bit of a char on them. They're going to taste real good. After 3 hours, I'm going to put my competition glaze on them, and then we're going to slice them babies up and eat them. They've been turning out real good lately. I'd like to give a shout out to Texas Pepper Jellies. They got some really good products. I've been incorporating them into my barbecue sauce, and just really good stuff, man. Call Craig Sherry up and he'll fix you up. Alright, just wanted to show y'all a little stability video of my drum. This baby burns just perfect, man. I set it there and it just stays there forever. I fill that charcoal basket up, it'll burn for 26 hours at that temperature and it hardly ever move. I open the lid up, the temperature will move a little bit, but I'm talking about it stabilizes and it does not move from that temperature. Really good product, I highly recommend it. So we'll let it roll for just about a minute or two and just let y'all show it doesn't hardly ever vary. Got some Fruit of Wood cherry chunks in there. We're cooking some of my ribs. They call these things ugly drum smokers for a reason, because they're ugly, but boy, they sure cook some good food. Got my barbecue companion with me today. Tall boys. Good stuff, man. If you know how to build an ugly drum smoker right, if you build it with the right charcoal basket, put your airflow at the right level where it blows directly on the charcoal, get your grate levels just right, space your meat out just right, man, it will cook championship barbecue every day of the week if you happen to. Anyways, well, you get the point. I mean, it's going to stay there. It's going to stay there for the whole time. It's not going to change none. So let's take a look at the meats. Let me set that baby down. Oh, ribs look good. Look real good. Just a little bit of smoke coming out of there. You can't see it, but that's the whole point of cooking on a drum. You want to add just a little bit of wood. Have some, basically just some thin blue smoke. That's what you want to have. Thin blue smoke. You have anything else in that, you just put nasty smoke on your food. And it kicked right back in. It should kick the temp right back up real quick. I have the DigiQ set to open lid detect. That way it doesn't overshoot my temperature like 50 degrees. It really helps to have that on, because when you open that lid, that fan runs 100% the whole time. It's stoking them coals up, and boy, they'll overshoot big time. And if you like it, if you don't feel like messing with it, you can also install a little valve on these things, and whenever you open the lid up, you can just close it. And then when you put the lid back on it, you can just open it right back up rather than messing with your DigiQ. Pretty good little design drum. I've made a couple of them, and this just turns out to be the one that I like the best. So the design that I like, I made several of them for my buddies, and hell, they're all kicking ass in barbecue cook-off. So email me, man, if you have any questions. I'd be glad to answer your questions about building an ugly drum smoker. Figured I'd give y'all a little glimpse of about how much wood you're supposed to use. I mean, you'd be lucky if you can see the smoke coming out of here. I mean, it's just a little bit. It's thin blue smoke, but I mean, you look in there, there's just a little bit of cherry wood. That's all I got. Some cherry wood and some mesquite lump charcoal. That is it, boy. You can hear it. Some red coals down there. Just glowing nice. Alright. It's been right at 1 hour and 40 minutes. We just flipped the ribs a second ago. Let the smoker stabilize again. So it's rolling. It's like just always stable. It's always going to be that way. Good product. I want to show you all the color that this cherry wood puts on these ribs, man. It's just good stuff. Look at that. Literally. That's some pretty ribs. If y'all ever want to know how to get a nice mahogany color on your ribs, just a chunk or two of cherry wood do it. So, hope this little informative video helps y'all out a little bit. And I'll post some more videos of when it's done. Alright guys, so right now we are fixing to apply the third, or I guess you would call it third layer of flavoring to our ribs. What you have is you have your meat. You want to get a good marbled piece of rib, good marbling fat all the way through it. Then you put your rub on it. You're going to have your spices when you taste that, but you also got to have your smoke. You can't have nasty bitter smoke. You got to have good thin blue smoke. So now that you got your meat, your smoke, your rub, your flavors all on your ribs, now it's time to start adding some layers of flavors. And this little thing right here, that's one ingredient of the last two ingredients you'll see me put on my ribs that nobody will ever know what's in these little bottles. But it's all about layering of flavors, baby. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and layer these babies real quick. God, they look good. Y'all see this right here? It's called weeping ribs. I don't know if you can see. Oop, camera. Weeping ribs. When they start doing that, that means they are close to being ready. But they're not ready yet. That just means they're close to being ready. So, anyways, we're going to put our little magical stuff on here. And just let that do its thing. That goes on one side. Actually, I might put a little more on there. Not going to hurt nothing for it to be on there. So, that's one side. I'm a big believer in if you're doing competition barbecue that you need to have different tastes touch different pieces of people's tongues as far as the taste buds go. So I like to have a nice little salty part on the bottom of the rib with a little bit of sour. But on the top, I like to have a little bit of a sweet sauce, kind of accented by a little bit of a fruit. You might use apricot or apple or cherry or whatever. You'll never know what I use, but you can try to experiment for yourself. But it works. You got to layer those flavors. So we're almost done. That's going to go for 30 minutes. I'm going to flip them over, then I'm going to put my glaze on the other side for my competition style ribs. I'm just doing a practice tonight just to make sure everything's still down perfect. But they are going to be good, buddy, let me tell you. Peace out till the next video.